Morning, guys. Wednesday, 14th, 15th. It's the 15th. Having a real great start to the day. Got about 4 miles from my house. Had a transmission line blow off on my truck. So naturally it spilled all of its fluid out in an express fashion. Luckily, I think I caught it in time before it did any damage. We'll see. My buddy's on his way with some ATF and some Lucas tranny fix. Hopefully the transmission isn't destroyed. I don't think it is. I hope it isn't, because I really can't afford to put a transmission in this truck right now. That would suck. That would mean no 661. That would mean belt tightening for a little while, and I'm not interested in that. I'm hoping I can get some fluid in it, make it work, and get rolling here. I was actually really ahead of time for work today. I had to go get fuel and oil and gas up the truck. I left like 30-40 minutes earlier than I normally do. And I'm still, I'm going to be late. That ruins my day for me. That makes me frustrated. I don't get frustrated often. I'm a pretty chipper guy. I don't get angry often. But right now I'm seeing red. You know, this could have happened in Great Barrington when I was close to the Napa. I tell you what. What a great way to start the day. But these things happen. It's part of life. Life isn't always sunshine and puppy dogs, as I always say. You know, sometimes it's sometimes you get a nice big fat spoonful of black licorice. I hate black licorice. I don't know how people eat that shit. Sorry about the cursing. I did not mean to curse. I don't really curse a whole lot anymore because, you know, I have my baby and I don't want her to hear that garbage coming out of my mouth. You know, I don't need a sewer pipe for a mouth. Something funny, though, I did have an opportunity to literally use an old steel as a wheel chock today. Some guys will laugh, some husky guys will laugh about that later. Took the old 031 AV and stuffed it under the wheel so I could see if I had enough fluid in the truck with me. I had a couple quarts with me, but it drained the transmission. So, wasn't enough. I was trying to check the level. You're supposed to check it in neutral. On level ground. Having a bad morning here. If, I quit smoking a while back. I use one of these vapor thingies now. You know, it was given to me by a friend. He didn't want to see me smoke anymore, and I didn't want to smoke anymore either, you know. Gotta stick around for my daughter. I gotta see my daughter grow and go to college and go be better than me. I can't be smoking cigarettes. I like cigarettes, let me tell you. I was born in the wrong era. My father always jokes I was born 50, 60 years too late. So I like cigarettes, and I like whiskey, and, I ain't afraid to get dirty and work hard. But I don't smoke, and I don't really drink anymore either. I might have a beer with supper, but not really a drinker anymore. What a bad morning. Things could be worse. Things can always be worse, you know. This is just bad situationally for me because I have jobs to go do, and I have responsibilities, and this is delaying those responsibilities, and that's really making me frustrated. You know, I'm not irresponsible, and I take good care of my things, and when things like this happen, it really irks me. Pisses in my Cheerios. So I'm just sitting here freezing my ass off. It's 24 degrees here in West Stockbridge, Massachusetts, and sitting by this lake because it was where I could pull off safely. You know, I don't want to get hit, and I don't want to risk getting injured. Passing motorists not paying attention. It is the morning. People's attention spans aren't great. Mine isn't awesome in the morning either. You know, I haven't even had a cup of coffee. I can't believe I'm alive. At least it's a pretty spot. It's pretty out here. Berkshire County as a whole is very pretty. I can see why the city idiots like to move here. Not a fan of those city-idiots. We'd like them to stay where they are. But the fact of the matter is, Berkshire County, a large portion of its revenue is generated from the city-idiots. They drove my father's business to success because he was a house builder. He built homes, and he built big, beautiful, beautiful homes. And, second, third homeowners, they were the ones who had the money to pay for that. People around here don't really have big houses. Around here, 3,000 square feet is a big house. Where other places, that's not really a big house. And common house size here is like 1,500 square feet. Not even that big, But we built houses that were... The largest house we built was 13,000 square feet. That's a small, that's a hotel. Had 11 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, fully finished basement. It was a monstrous creation, and then they decided that they wanted to finish the upstairs of their garage as an apartment. And my aunt lived up there for a time because she was their caretaker. She would do all kinds of things to help out with the property and everything. But, yeah. There's that. Having a cold moment in the truck, as you can see. It's cold in here. Don't really feel like using the last bit of my gas just to keep warm. I've got jackets in the back if I gotta strap them on. If I gotta fucking... Here I go cussing again. I'm just angry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cuss. Got the old smoke stick going. Got this stuff from Slam Cake Vapes. Tastes like Fruity Pebbles, man. It's a good time. It doesn't taste like death. It doesn't taste like tar like a cigarette does. Cigarettes is bad. Just like them so much, As a human, we tend to like things that aren't good for us, Fast food, alcohol, drugs. Women. Yeah, women aren't always good for us, let's be honest, guys. We tend to seek them. We tend to seek things. But enough about the dreary baloney. I'm going to try to get my buddies, like I said, my buddy's on his way with fluid and stuff. We're going to try to get going here and get back on the road and go get some things done. Going to go work in a development today. They put a development in, and the people who put the road in didn't do a very good job of clearing around it. There's a canopy of trees that are growing over the road, and what happens in the winter is that stuff freezes. The snow and the water beneath the tree freezes, and the sun can't get to it. The sun can't melt it. It's it's a rough proposition, Makes it difficult for those people to move in and out and get about their day. It's not a rich person development, really. It's just a, it's not even really, I don't know if you can really call it a development. Somebody took that piece of land and cleaned it up and put lots in it, and I guess you could call it a development. But they're not big, rich homes. They're 1,500, 2,000 square foot houses, you know. We actually get a lot of business from those people, you know. We take care of trees around their place. They see our trucks. They see our trucks parked out there, and they'll come up to us because you know, they want work done. Because of my outward appearance, you know, sometimes I don't look approachable. I'm a really friendly guy. Everybody says how chipper I am all the time. You know, I've got this big beard, and I wear mirrored sunglasses during the day, and I'm covered in tattoos, and sometimes people, you know, they don't feel like they can approach you. And that's a stereotype, you know, because of your outward appearance. You know, people feel you're less approachable, or they feel like, you know, you might intimidate them. Well, I take my glasses off. This is an important lesson right here. When I'm talking to somebody who doesn't know me, somebody who is just meeting me, who I don't know from Adam, you know, who I might do work for, or I'm trying to establish a relationship with, business or otherwise, I take my glasses off. I take my glasses off so they can see my eyes. And, you know, I usually wear a long sleeve shirt or a button-up shirt, so they don't see my tattoos at first. I want them to understand that I'm a good person, and that I'm friendly, and that you know, I want them to look at me as a person. I don't want them to look at me as some kind of ruffian. You know, I can be coarse. There's certainly no doubt about it. I've been more than coarse before, but that's not my typical rapport. I'm not that person all the time. Like I said, I'm usually very, very friendly and happy and chipper, and I like my work, and I like my life, and you know, there's no reason to be grumpy. You know, if there's no reason to be grumpy, why be grumpy? I'm actually feeling a little better talking to you guys. Well, it was a bit of a grumpus, I'm not gonna lie. Sitting here freezing in my knickers, waiting for my buddy to get here. What a morning. I'm looking at the sun coming up over the ridge over there. You can probably see the light starting to hit that side of my face. I'm sorry about the buzzing. Yeah, I'm facing southwest right now, so yeah. The sun's coming up. Don't often get to see the sunrise, or at least appreciate it and pay attention to it. Well, don't really have too much else to say, I guess. I'm grumpy, my stomach's growling, I haven't had anything to eat or drink. I was planning on hitting the gas station and getting my fuel for my vehicle, my saws. A little fuel for me too. You know, I'm not a big Subway guy, but I'm a real sucker for those breakfast sandwiches that they make there. It seems like if you buy a regular lunch sandwich, it's a what I like to call a lettuce and bread sandwich. You know, they fill it full of veggies, but they don't put any meat or cheese on there. It's a meager ration. Meager quantities of meat and cheese on those sandwiches. But I love the breakfast sandwiches. They're pretty tasty. Yeah, no coffee, no breakfast yet. God, I can't wait till he gets here. I just want to get going. I just want to go be productive. I have a really hard time just sitting still. And my wife will attest to this. I'm fidgety at home too. You know, I always feel like I should be doing something else and doing something more, and you know, I try to do whatever I can for her and the baby, and sometimes I just fidget. Just fidget, and I want to go, and I want to move. I'm a mover and a shaker. I got to do stuff. I got to do things. You know, And sometimes I'll stay up late playing on my Xbox because my mind is still, ripping. Still going. It's hard for me to slow it down sometimes. You know, that's that adult ADHD. People laugh and go, oh, you can change your diet and you can do this and you can do that. And a lot of it is because of Red 6 or, whatever coloring or flavoring we're going to pin that on nowadays. I have always been like this. It is not a new thing. I have changed my diet. I change what I do. I read this article that a friend posted up about exercising and being outside and changing your diet. Well, let me tell you something. I work outside all day, all year. I work physically all day, all year. I bust my ass. And I have considerably changed my eating habits over the past couple of years. I don't eat any junk food, really. The junkiest thing I might eat is some chocolate on occasion. I'm not really a big sweets guy. I'm not really a big chocolate guy. I really like ice cream, but ice cream is super fattening, so I stay away from the ice cream as much as I want it. I love the ice cream. Ben and Jerry's. Sit down and eat half a pint. I miss that Willie Nelson's peach cobbler. That was my favorite. They don't make that anymore. Damn it. But ADHD is a real thing. It is for me. I haven't always had health insurance because, frankly, it is murderously expensive for, and same thing, when it comes to taxes for a single male. They just rape and pillage you for whatever they can get out of you. I couldn't always afford it. It's hard for me to afford sometimes, like in the winter if things aren't really great and I've got to tighten my belt. I can't afford that extra $250, $300 a month for something that I really don't use, I've gotten by this far without any medication for my ADHD or haven't had any real health concerns. A couple of years ago, I cut my thumb in half, my left thumb, and I did have health insurance. And that was a blessing, Get in there and, a health professional comes in and puts your finger back together for you. It severed everything on the top of it. They thought it was never going to be usable again. But that doctor made a few phone calls. He made a few phone calls to some specialists, and he put my hand back together. He was reaching into my palm with these needle-nose pliers. They look like needle-nose pliers. To yank out the tendons and the ligaments. The extensor tendon is the one that sits on top of your finger that helps retract it. Like this. Pull it back. I cut that sucker off, along with everything else on that side of the finger, with a serrated hunting knife. I was having a bad day and I wasn't paying attention. You always hear me talk about paying attention. Well, that's why I learned to pay attention. Because that's how accidents happen. You don't want to lose a finger. Almost lost a finger. We had a lot of excavators and stuff when I was a kid growing up. My dad, like I said, he had a construction business, and we did everything start to finish. We dug the holes, we put the driveways in, we did everything. And we had an old guy working for us, and we hadn't had our first excavator for very long. Then he started complaining that the excavator didn't have a thumb. And I said, well, why do you need a thumb on that machine? I was just a kid. And he was a rude old man. He really was. He turned around and he said, I want you to try to wipe your ass without your thumb, is what he said to me. I was taken aback. I was offended. They would, speak to a kid like that. I was a kid, so, it kind of hit me in my feelings. And then I thought about it, and he was right. You can't do anything without a thumb. You got to have your thumbs. Don't cut your thumbs off. Oh, so tired of waiting. I've been waiting here for 35 minutes. 35 minutes, it seems like an eternity. Seems like an eternity. He should be here soon, though, with some ATF and some Lucas tranny treatment. Hopefully I didn't burn that sucker up. I really can't incur that kind of expense right now, right before winter. You know, I'm not just being greedy about the new saw either. You know, a new transmission is not going to be cheap, or even to have this one rebuilt won't be cheap. It'll be more than the cost of the 661 by far. It'll probably be something like $1,500 plus to to have it removed, rebuilt, and reinstalled. It might even be more than that. I don't know. It's been years since I've had an auto tranny rebuilt. Luckily, this is a two-wheel driver, so you don't really have to contend with the transfer case or anything. You don't have to contend with anything crazy. You just kind of unbolt it and take it out. But it's still, you know, it's going to dig into my savings that I have set aside for the winter if I got to do this, and that's going to suck. You know, I have an allotment that I tuck away every spring, summer, and fall, because if I should get injured or if I should get sick and I cannot work, you know, the bills still must be paid. The baby needs to eat. I need to eat. I might need medical attention. You know, my wife had a C-section, so she has to get checked up on here and there, and she's a special case because she is very, very, very petite. She is 4'8" and about 90 pounds. She's tiny. She's a doll. So these are all things that concern me. Eating, having electricity. You know, I can make heat. I got a wood stove. I can make heat. It's not the heat I'm worried about. Having hot water to wash the baby. Hot, clean water to get clean myself. You know, these are real things. These are real problems. Not, these are just real world problems. These are not little piddly nonsense issues. You know, you gotta have water. You gotta have heat. You gotta have food. You know, you really don't have to have electricity, but in our technology age, if I don't have juice to charge my phone, I can't call my clients. I can't get a hold of people I'm working for, people I'm working with, and that would make things difficult. Nobody has a landline anymore. I mean, come on. Why? Why pay for the same thing twice? That's silly. If you've got good cell service where you're living, why don't you just use your cell phone? You know, why not? I haven't had a landline in 10 years. Nonsense. I have great internet at the house. I was approached by Spectrum. I wanted to get TV. I wanted to get cable for my wife. You know, she's home all day, and I bet you she's watched every single thing on Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. Poor thing. I wanted to get that for her, and I really missed watching sports. I haven't gotten to watch sports in a long time, but I wanted to get that. It's a good time. I like watching the Patriots whoop some ass. Yeah, that's right. I'm a Pats fan. I've been a Pats fan for a long time. I was a Pats fan when they sucked. Just like in the era when the Sox were, you know, they were awful, and then they got really good. You know, they got a good coach. They had a good team, and they were smoking fools. And people say, "Oh, you're just jumping on the bandwagon." No, I liked them when they sucked. I liked them because they were my state's team, and now they just so happen to whoop up on that ass. What a surprise. Sticking with it. Got to stick with what you like. Stick with what you know. Oh, Bill Belichick runs a hell of a team. Man knows what he's doing. I can't see him being anybody else or doing anything else. He is the Patriots coach. enough rambling. These videos take a really long time to upload for some reason. So, 15, 20, 25 minutes. Takes like an hour and a half for the damn thing to upload, which is ridiculous because the download speed is something like 80 megabytes per second or something. It's pretty fast. I mean, it's not lightning fast, but it's pretty fast for where I live. I live out in the boonies. I live out in the sticks. Well, I hope you guys are having a better day than me. I'm having a really frustrating day thus far. I have got nothing done that I wanted to get done, and I have been hindered from a hose clamp. The hose clamp ruined my day. A hose clamp ruined my day. But we'll figure it out. My boy's coming with the stuff. I'll talk to you guys later. Be safe. Be well. Be kind to others. Try not to get frustrated like me and cuss. I don't mean to cuss. I really don't. Well, take care, guys. I'll talk to you later.